You recognize this place? Rings a bell? I am not at my place, definitely. You might be wondering, what the hell is Andy doing here? There. Come on, Joyce.
Hey, welcome.
Yeah.
It's like this is the first time I've been here.
Come on, closer.
Your studio looks so great, Andy.
Yeah, welcome to
Really
my...
familiar though.
All right. There's no introduction needed. This is Joyce, and the reason I'm here is that, for the last few days, I was visiting Chengdu and to do some stuff with Rosalsa, obviously. You might be aware of that. And of course, Chengdu being Chengdu is the hometown where Joyce is based. And I am just so very lucky that Joyce agreed, to meet. And I am so very excited because, literally, I had the opportunity to meet Joyce actually last year in SIAS 2024. But we were like, I don't know, for whatever reason is that I walked past you and then you were doing something else.
I didn't notice you. Oh my God.
So when I watched the video back, I was like, hey, that's Joyce. And I thought, how the hell did I miss that? But it's okay.
Yeah.
But now I'm here today.
Yeah, we made
All right.
it.
So Joyce, I have some interesting question actually, because one thing for sure, all right, in the world of audio, for years and years on end, it's kind of a bit boring, right? With so many guys, doing all the reviews and everything, so serious stuff like that. It's just simply boring. And then suddenly when Joyce appeared, somewhere in the I think early last year, was it April?
Yeah, last year. April.
Yeah. It was like, wow, this is so refreshing to see somebody who is not a guy talking about audio and she knows about what she's talking about, okay? So that's the key thing, is that she's a huge personality, and obviously, like I mentioned to her earlier, she have a huge fan base in Malaysia. And I'm pretty sure a huge fan base also in Singapore and all over Asia and the whole wide world, because you are exactly one of the fastest growing when it comes to YouTube relates to audio. Okay.
Thank you.
Now, my first question is that you seem to be very well versed with English, which is quite an amazing thing, because let me just tell you this, okay? English is not natively spoken in China, especially mainland China, because it is not part of the curriculum. So it is natural that most Chinese people don't speak English daily basis. So for her to be able to converse in English like what she did, I was like, wow, mind-blowing. So let's just ask this, where do you learn English and how do you, how does it start?
I think it'll start at my childhood. Everything will start as a CD that my dad brought me, which is Barbie.
Barbie?
the movie. So that is when I hear English music. So, and I sing along. I really like music and dancing as I'm a child. So let's say I'm really good at imitating. So as I grow up, so English is always my greatest score at my all cinemas. But I think that really improved my English is when I was at college, I got a little bit anxiety and I could not fall asleep. So I figured out one way that prevent me from overthinking. So when I fall asleep, I just open up an English comedy.
Comedy?
I listen to an English comedy show to fall asleep, which is Friends, Two Broke Girls, or anything like that. So it's because it's comedy. It's not that you have to watch every minute, so or you will lose the story. Comedy, it's easy. So I listen to it, I laugh, and I fall asleep. And when I'm sleeping, I think my brain is actually listening to.
You're dreaming in English.
Yeah, I'm dreaming in English, and later on, I'm sometimes even thinking in English. Sometimes the first words in my mind is not Chinese, it's English. It's like unconsciously I've creating an English speaking environment to myself. As there is a fun story as well. When you are turning to puberty, you want to hear some love songs, right? But when I grow up, we only got the big head computers and the big speakers at there. So when I'm learning when I'm hearing like love songs, my dad and parents will know. I don't want them to know it, so I just listen to the English version of the love songs.
Okay.
So I've only listened to English songs ever since like a child, and watch English movies, and even when I'm at college.
Okay.
I like the English communities in my daily life.
You see, the most interesting thing is that learning English is one thing, listening to it is one thing, but to actually speak or talk in English require practice. So which
Yes.
means that
Yes.
you have to have practice somewhere.
Yeah, I practice when I'm at speaking competition at my college.
Competition.
So that is when I officially like practice and figure it out everything.
So if I may put it this way, she is a competitive English speaker. Let that sink in, okay? She compete for English.
Yeah, complete English
That's-
speaking company and get the first prize.
I'm not surprised. Yeah, that's just amazing.
So it's a really specific and whole story.
Yeah. Now you know.
Now you know how to speak, how to learn to speak English naturally.
Yes. Okay. So another one would be like, of course, when it comes to the kind of things that we do, right? We talk about audio equipment, we talk about gears, and just so many things. How did you get started into all this? Because there's no way people like you, people like me, can talk about what we do if we are not passionate about it, right?
Yes.
You have to be like, you have to love it in order to talk about it. Otherwise, it can be like, I don't know where to start. So how about you? You know, what brings you into this kind of, let's say, interest with this audio equipment, especially earphone, headphones, or even stuff like that?
I think there's two factors.
Yeah.
The first, the direct factor is that I used to work for Linso, and
Okay.
I'm still in Linso right now. I used to run Linso's YouTube live stream. If any of you like remember my voice or something, I started Linso's live stream
Okay.
at YouTube, and I'm the person who has the personalities that I don't like when people ask me something I don't know at all.
Okay.
So when I'm doing the product live stream, I introduce, I do the review. I have to be prepared. I have to know all the things. I have to know all the knowledges enough to give me
Yeah.
confidence. I like to be prepared for the like random questions, so that it's the direct trigger.
Yeah.
And the second, I think it's my personal stuff. It's like, as I mentioned before, I'm always interested in music
Yep.
and dancing or something art. Also, fascinated about some photograph and my purity or something. When there is a job, you can listen to music as a job. I think that will be perfect for me.
That is what I actually kind of like hoping to hear, because basically what drives her is that her love for music.
Yeah.
And
Otherwise, I can't like.
Yeah. I can say the same
that.
thing, because I think you probably have heard me saying this, in fact, just last week when I was with Ben. The reason that I love this audio equipment because I love listening to music. And she just mentioned just now, the single most important thing, she loves music. So the key message from both of us is that love your music first, then you know what equipment you want to use to
Yeah.
enjoy the fullest potential of whatever it is.
Yes. Yes.
And talking
That's how you like.
Yeah.
That's how things can keep going on. If there's only one, is work. If work just work, you don't like it, you can't consist that much.
Yeah, agree with you. Totally agree with you. And
I
another
just found my passion in this job, so I really love it. Love this field and love my own equipment.
So basically, you are enjoying testing different kind of equipment to enjoy your music.
Yeah.
Same with me. Yep. So another thing, right? Now that we have touched on the subject of love for music, what exactly kind of music or band or whatever it is that you listen to? Perhaps you can give some example.
Yeah.
People might be
I
interested.
hear a lot of genres, but right now mostly hip hop.
Hip-hop.
Yeah, and country.
Country. Okay.
K-pop country.
K-pop, I know it's Korean.
Yeah, Korean.
Do you mention also J-pop just now? No.
J-pop now.
No. K-pop and what was it again?
K-pop.
And hip hop.
Yeah, and country and R&B mostly.
R&B, rhythm and blues.
R&B in my van.
Okay. So, meaning to say that, I know, you mentioned country. Does it mean that this English
Yeah,
country
English
music?
country music as
Okay,
well.
okay.
Actually, I can appreciate a lot of all kinds of music as well because when I was a child, I learned guitar and I learned
Hold on. You know that you know guitar?
but I haven't played for a long time. Just tell by my
Let's
now.
test her, okay? What? No? How about some?
But the most I've learned.
I think that we should so. Yeah.
I haven't touched it for a long time. You can see.
Is this your
all the
guitar?
dust. Yeah, this is mine. I haven't touched it for a long time. It's just for like decorating here. What I learned most is from it's guzheng.
Guzheng.
Yeah, I learned guzheng for like 4 years. Got a lot of good. So
Okay.
I can appreciate some classic
Sorry,
music.
sorry.
Also-
I have to interrupt. Can you educate me what is a guzheng?
Guzheng. Okay, I'll show you a picture. It's a traditional Chinese
Huh?
instruments. I'll show you one.
It looks like a guitar or what?
No, it
Okay,
got
okay. Let's just. Guzheng.
it's like this.
Ah, yeah. It's basically a harp.
It's like this.
A harp. You see that? Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
It's not. It's a pity that I didn't record some.
yeah, okay. Sorry. Yeah, that. It's a harp. So you're telling me you can play this.
I play this really well.
All right. So if you're familiar with like Chinese, or even Hong Kong movie, I mean, those old movie, that is the kind of instrument that they play, and I don't think it's easy at all to play that. I think I might even say it's even more difficult to play than a guitar.
Yeah, but with this now, it's easy to play the guzheng, but not with a guitar. Guitar
Okay.
is just my personal. I just learned it by myself. Just start.
By yourself.
Yeah,
All right.
or just from a start level or something. But guzheng, I can play. Maybe I'll do a
Yeah.
video sometimes.
I have to hats off with you because I did attempt to learn guitar as well on my own because, like I said, I love music, but I gave up because it
gave up
was
too.
so painful.
Yeah, my left hand. There is
It's like
so
you know, after a while, I was like, oh shit, man, this is it's so painful and okay, I'm just so lazy. Okay, I'm just gonna admit it. And so
I'm not good.
whoever plays guitar,
respect.
respect.
It's
Okay.
really painful. I respect.
It's-
I gave up actually.
Yeah. All right. So that's music, and I think most of you, of course, know that I'm into rock and metal music, so I don't have to explain too much. But of course, I listen to classical as well, right? And another one. Okay. Okay, hold on. Cut.
Okay, it's okay.
At this part, we relay.
It's okay. Rock. So, which band you like? Metal band?
Of course. Now she's asking me what kind of music that I like. Okay. So basically, for people who are familiar with my channel, in fact, many of my subscribers have a similar interest to me. Probably even like say 50% of them are into rock and metal music. And if I want to be specific, it's I'm into extreme metal. So which
Extreme
means that
metal.
the kind of music that people don't want to listen to.
Yeah, I watched some of your videos. I see that you mentioned some.
It's the kind of music that really hurts your ear if you're not used to it. Okay, let me just put it in the easiest way possible. But there are people who love it. Some crazy enough people like me, of course, and some other people.
I love it sometimes.
Yeah, but of course there are many type of rock and metal. So meaning that even let's say the more what they call it civilized kind of rock music. But I listen into all the way to extreme metal. So, but I don't talk too much about it because obviously when I become a reviewer, I need to be a bit more generic.
Yeah.
And on the other aspect of my interest, of course, just for the sake of this conversation here, I listen a lot to classical music, something like Vivaldi or even Beethoven or even technical jazz like Hof ensemble, because I do appreciate the finer things. It's so relaxing because if you listen to like the kind of music that I listen to, like metal music all day long, your brain gets
just explode.
it's like
Yeah, that's why I love R&B and soul music.
yeah,
just
it's
relaxing.
relaxing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like listening to Diana Krall jazz. It's just like soothing, relaxing. So I spend quite a lot of time when not listening to metal music to Diana
Yeah,
Krall.
where you want to go now to just hear it.
Yeah, and also I listen a lot to you mentioned country music, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's another variant of country music which I listen a lot to, which is they call it bluegrass.
Oh.
Bluegrass is a kind of a bit a modern version of country music, and it's actually Alison Krauss. So it contains a lot of instrument, especially guitar and banjo.
Yeah.
So if I think in this aspect, me and Joyce share one common interest when it comes to music. That she seems to be like she plays guitar, she plays that harp, she's into string instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So because when you talk about music, there are several elements to it, but three major elements would be string instrument, string instrument, percussion instrument, and also another one is wind instrument. So we are into that category who are big fan of string. And another, of course, very popular category would be electronic instrument. So that's a key differentiation. And obviously, when it comes to about the audio stuff that we do, of course, different type of IEM seems to be suitable for different type of music, right? Yep. Okay, Joyce, do you have any question for me? Just to be fair, because I've been bombarding her with questions.
I have questions.
Sure.
Yeah, so I'm
Let me
interested.
try to breathe.
I have a question. Is that how did you get into this, the IM or like review or something?
Okay.
Get to this interest.
How did I start, basically? All right. So let me just put it this way. Before all this YouTube thing, or even, I think most of us know that Headfi, right? You know Headfi. So before the social media stuff, I started seriously listening into IEM in 2006.
Wow.
That was like
I was like 5.
19 years, 19 years ago. Yeah. So now you know her age. So I was like, at that point of time, I was still listening to, let's say, something like the Sony earbud,
I know that.
which came with your phone, right? And those things were like so bassy to a point that it like there's the only thing that you hear is just bass, lower frequency, everything. So and I can understand, because that's the kind of thing that most people love. But at the end of the day, as I get serious, I start to listening to higher resolution. I say, oh, I want a bit more of want to hear something better music. So then I start to look for audiophile IEM. So then of course, at that point of time, we search into we visit Headfi, and then once you visit Headfi, then the Pandora box is open.
Yeah.
And at that point of time, what's popular was something like Etymotic. Etymotic ER4 series, Shure series, Weston, and Ultimate Ears. At that time, there's no such thing as, let's say, whatever Moondrop or Fio or whatever it is. It's all like all this brand, and they were just super expensive. Yeah, super expensive. So I remember, right, then at that point in time, I told myself, I want clarity. And then people suggested, hey, you should go get Etymotic. And I remember Etymotic ER4S, but that thing was so expensive at that point in time. It's like, probably at least it would secondhand. I got my first IEM bought through eBay. Not eBay. Yeah, eBay. The seller was in Australia.
Wow, that's what I want to ask. What's your first IEM? Yeah.
Etymotic ER4S.
Oh.
Second generation Etymotic ER4S.
Okay.
And I'm saying second generation because Etymotic ER4S, just for your information, is actually the first IEM in the world.
Oh.
Because it started in 1991.
Oh my God, I'm not even exist yet.
Probably at that time, your parents are just meeting each other.
I'm just floating in the universe.
Yeah. So 1991, Etymotic released the first version of Etymotic ER4S. And that thing is stupidly flat sounding, okay? And I say stupidly because it's a diffuse field neutral. So if you want a reference sound, which focus on accuracy and everything, Etymotic ER4S until today to me is still the reference, because it is a true uncolored and but then again, so back to that story, I got my first IEM at Etymotic F, and I was like, wow, this is mind-blowing. I can hear everything. Yeah. And then when you start hearing everything, the problem is that it become a disease, You want to know why? Because with Etymotic, you start to hear things. You were listening to MP3. You remember MP3?
I remember it.
And you start to hear all those noises and all these odd things. Shit, man. I have a very good IEM now, but I'm here. and start the craziness of DAP, digital audio player. Then at that time we have iPod, and we have like iRiver. iRiver nowadays are actually known as Astel and Kern. It was originate from iRiver. So we start to that, and that's where it start to roll. And then after Etimotic, I got my Shure SE 500 or something like that, and that one is also super expensive. So we are very lucky now. We'll talk about it later. So my point is that start in 2006. I got my Etimotic first, and then it continues to go on. And the best part is that is also around the year of I think it was 2009. China still started to make a presence in the world where it was dominated all by this Western brand. And it was actually started by this earbud called Uwin. Have you heard of it? Y-U-I-N, Uwin. Uwin PK1.
I never heard of
Let me show you.
Okay.
Yeah, just gonna have, because
it.
Uwin PK1 doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. But I think some of our, so whoever watching the video now might remember Uwin PK1. Yeah.
Wow.
So this is it. Yeah.
Antique look.
Yeah, she said antique.
Sorry, it's like my first MP3 earphone.
And you want to know how much was this selling at that time? It was sold for $150.
At that time?
Yeah, at that time.
Oh my God.
And this thing was like, people in Headfire is like, oh, this is like from China, and then suddenly, wow, when you listen, the sound is huge. It's like so airy, and the resolution is crazy good. Despite it looked like a cheap $10, $5 earbud, but it was so good. So I remember that was the day in 2009, I think. Then the people start to realize, hey, China, have some hidden gem within mainland, because Uwin was the first. I think they are the first to reach out to to the user base in Headfire, and it grows from that point onward. And of course, throughout the year, many things came. Right.
So that's brand new information for me.
Yes. So, and we have it today. And I just gonna simply say this, okay? Just gonna simply say this. I no longer use Etimotic. I no longer use any of the popular brand, Sony, even anything, because I have found that you can get amazing quality, I mean mind-blowingly good quality from brands which originate from China mainland. Okay, I don't have to say much, because if you are watching this, because it means that you are familiar with this. Okay.
Yeah. As you mentioned, I have a follow-up question. That's, as you started this hobby in 2006.
Yep.
I'm really curious about how does the industry changes by now, or the past 5 years by now. What's the difference of the industry?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just have a second about it, because
because I just stepped into this 2 years.
2 years.
So I'm curious about how does it previously look like, and right now what's a change, what's good, what's bad, you like
You
or
see,
not.
Let me just put it this way. I think the biggest transition, I have seen it in the last 3 years, meaning that right after COVID. Right. What was it like 3 years now, right? After actually COVID was in 2020.
2020 or 2019 or more specifically.
Okay, just put it at 2020.
2020, okay.
When people were staying at homes.
Yeah. 2020.
You got nothing else to do. It's either you play game, you watch a movie, or you listen to music. Okay. So my turning point was that, right? At that point of time, between 2009, 2000, I got a kind of a bit relaxed, casual. So I still use my IEM, but I wasn't doing all this crazy. But literally, COVID era pushed me back into that hobby. Pushed me back to do, because we got nothing to do at home. I think you can relate, right? Those days, you got nothing to do. It's either, like I say, you play game, you do whatever it is, but everything indoor. So I remember at that point of time, we have a Facebook group. People start to talk about audio equipment, and I got interested back. So I said, okay, let's just start it all over again. So and then I have seen that, I know that for a fact, Chinese side of manufacturing have evolved a lot from that point. And then I started to see brands from I think I remember at that point of time, the one that caught my attention was actually something like QKZ, KZ.
Oh, KZ. That's I know. That's what I know.
Yeah,
Okay.
we owe it to them actually. You know, one way or another, whether you love or hate KZ, you can't deny one thing: KZ and QKZ play a huge role in expanding this market. This because many people started from there.
Oh.
Because it's so affordable, so easy to get.
Yeah.
You can literally hey, I don't like this, throw away. You can't do that with T Audio, okay?
Or $1,000
Yeah.
IM
So-
something.
That was the time, and I was already seeing improvement already, and I was actually quite impressed with Teen Hi-Fi. Okay, Teen Hi-Fi is still active till today, right? And I got some of my very serious, let's say, Chi-Fi. I don't like to use the two. I just gonna, but just for the sake of conversation, Teen Hi-Fi, and it was a Teen Hi-Fi P1 magnetic planar. Okay, and I just kind of like really mind blown by it. It was so good, and then a few other IEM, and it start to like just like a cancer, it start to spread, and then before I know it, I have so many IEMs, right? And I think that is the kind of story which you already probably know because once you start buying an IEM, you just can't stop.
Yes.
Ended up, and so growing from that point, what I have seen is that it went steady from that point up until especially up to 2022, where things really shifted to higher gear, right? And 2023 it shift another level, and from 2023 onwards, everything got so good to a point that I am just I keep on saying this. Even I mentioned this a few times in my video that we are just so very lucky now that you can get this kind of quality for such a fraction of the price which I paid in 2006. Remember, I told you I bought second-hand used Atimotic ER4S for $250.
Yeah.
It's not even new, okay? And I bought my Shure at around, I think probably close to $600. And that IEM, if you were to use it compared with whatever that is available in the market now, it can't even compete with
Yeah. What we have
$100
now.
IEMs. That's how different it is. So I would say that, the good thing is that whatever that's happening here in mainland China, the competition gets really tough. So when you get competition really tough, everybody competes. Everybody push the standard high.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's true.
Okay, Kiwi Ears push it like that, and then T Audio push it like that, and then Moondrop push it like that, and then this Fio push it like that, and then suddenly you have everybody competing to a standard that is so high, it became a normal thing. So when things become normal, the next thing that happen naturally is that the price gets lower.
Yes.
Just like what you get from, let's say, from Tanjim or even Dunu, which was able to deliver the kind of, let's say, performance that I would say, that normally 2 years ago, you have to pay $150 for it, but now you can get it as low as $80. Equivalent to $80 now, equivalent to $150 2 years ago. That's how I see it.
Yeah, we're really lucky. I am
We are.
really lucky that
Yeah, we are really
I can
lucky.
test all those stuff like
Yeah.
right here, right now.
And just to continue on another subject which I talked to Ben, which is my friend in Malaysia, that the key thing is that when we talk about IEM industry, right, bridging because I actually did a video with Ben just last week, trying to differentiate the differences between this price point all the way to $3,000. Okay, and I'm just gonna say
I
the same.
saw that video.
Yeah, just gonna say the same thing. The gap of differences is just so small. Right? At best, I would say, from my standpoint, it's at a 20% difference. So we are actually paying money to upgrade, right, from one level to another level. But probably at best, you're gonna get, if you are lucky, 10% of improvement. Most of the time, it's probably 5%, and that is not really a surprise because it also applies to some other hobbies, right? If you are, let's just not talk about audio. Let's say that you are into bicycle, because I happen to be a bicycle enthusiast.
Really?
Yeah, cycling. So when you start playing with, high-end equipment, right? For example, like you probably know, if you're a bicycle guy, you have this Shimano, which is a very popular brand, Shimano Diore. which is let's say priced at 50 US dollar, that the gear component, right? And then you have next Shimano XT, and that one jumps up to another, let's say, 100 US dollar. And then the topmost, and then the next one is the topmost level is probably going to cost you 500 US dollar. Okay, the price difference is so much, but let me tell you this: if you were to use all three, they all perform similarly, no different, no different. They are as good as, but what you're paying is actually for certain element which is very small, something like it is lighter, and the finishing is like looks better to the eyes. It's lighter. It's kind of still robust. It is smaller, lighter. So the same rule apply in audio. Sometimes you pay so much money for something which is so marginally small.
Okay, that is also another like true about this industry right now.
Yep. Wow.
Okay, that's my question. Done. Just
Done.
a question.
Well, we have been talking quite a lot.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this. I'm just gonna repeat myself. I'm just so happy to be here, and I think we are lucky to have somebody like Joyce. Okay, it makes things a lot more exciting. Yeah, and just gonna say it over and again. And I do hope that subscribe to her, of course, if you haven't done so. And let's just look forward to even more exciting things for the audio world. Bye.